In this video, I'm going to show you how I do a sand finish stucco patch. Sand finish is a very easy texture to do. Really almost anyone can do it. It takes about 2 hours from start to finish. That includes 1 hour dry time. And let's get into it. I'll show you how it's done. So here you're looking at some concrete that we poured recently, and you can see there's a little bit of stucco missing from around that step there leading into the house. We just want to get that filled in. And here is the after picture. This was when the stucco patch was just finished. It's still wet. Now you just gotta let it dry. You can come back and paint it in a couple days. And here's the process. So the first step would just be to prep the work area. You're gonna wanna move anything out the way, and you're gonna wanna put down some masking if you're working over top of concrete or pavers. Stucco does get pretty messy. The next step would be to reinforce the patch with some metal. You can use chicken wire. Here I'm using this metal lath. You're going to want to cut the wire to be a few inches bigger than the patch itself. And then you can attach that to the wall. Here I was using the kind of screws that have the little plastic anchor with them. I tried driving some just regular screws right through the stucco, hoping I'd catch some plywood, but there really wasn't anything behind the stucco in this case. So I had to resort to those the screws with the little on plastic washer, whatever it is. Next step would be to do your first coat. Here's the stucco mix that I like to use. I think it's by far the best. And you're going to want to mix your stucco up to a pretty thick consistency. You don't want it all wet to where it's falling off the trowel and making a mess. You're just going to want to work it into the wall, work it into the patch, work it into the wire, cover the screw heads, and then extend beyond the patch about 6 inches or so. You're going to need that to be able to feather the two textures together from existing to new. I was using drywall knives here. You'll see a lot of stucco guys that use steel trowels, kind of similar to that of what concrete finishers use, but really drywall knives are very easy to use for stucco patches. I recommend them. Now, here is the second coat. This was about 1 hour later, so you're going to want to let your first coat dry. And then you're going to want to put on your second coat kind of the same thickness in the same fashion. Just kind of cover that first coat. Maybe go even a little further onto the existing wall here. And get the stucco on the wall and get it smoothed out. And now, about 5 minutes later, you're going to want to come back with a sponge. In this case, I'm using this green foam float. And just kind of in a circular motion, you're just going to want to kind of lightly hit the patch. And this is going to bring out that sand finish that you're looking for. It's really pretty easy to do. Just start, nice and easy and just kind of work your way up. If you got to apply more pressure because your mix is a little more dry, then do so. You can also wet the sponge to kind of get a bit of a smoother finish. And you can wet the sponge to kind of make the feathering a little easier from existing to new. They do have these red rubber floats for finer textures, but for this thick texture, like on this house, I'm using the green one. And that's about it. Really not much to it. It's a 2-coat system, and you're just going to want to let it dry. I'd say let it dry at least a day. A couple days be better. Come back and paint it, and that's about it. All right, thanks for watching. If you got any questions, let me know. I hope I covered it all without talking too much, and I'll see you on the next one.